back again. Fuck it. I ain't got shit to do right now. Alright, so look. Alright, so boom. So I was looking at something, right? I think I didn't even look at the video yet, so let's look at it. I just got an alert for James Kaufman. The World News Report. B13. Is that what it's called? Yeah. B13 bomber. So let's see what he got to say real quick.
I'm just getting started and I need to save money. A-File gave me the...
Because everything they name, they little bombers and stuff or whatever, or tanks, they be tying down to, fuck's going on. I'm not saying like...
Have intercepted 2 U.S.
You gotta pay attention to the
James
world.
Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is May 25th, 2023, 7 p.m. Central here in the U.S. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Russian jets have intercepted 2 U.S. bombers over the Baltic Sea. This is the second time in as many days. Russia on Thursday announced it had scrambled jet fighters to intercept 2 inbound U.S. strategic bomber planes in order to prevent them from violating the state border, i.e. Russian airspace over the Baltic Sea. This marks the second such dangerous intercept incident in a mere 2 days. While such incidents over the Black and Baltic Seas are not uncommon, it is unusual for more than one encounter to be reported within only a matter of days, suggesting 2 superpowers are increasingly bumping up against each other in the region amid the unpredictable backdrop of the Ukrainian war. Russia's military described that an Su-27 fighter jet alongside an Su-35 were deployed in response to identifying the air targets as 2 U.S. Air Force B-1B
Remember, it's war on the people, not war against them.
Strategic bombers, as seen here. Quote, the violation of the state border was prevented. The defense...
And really, war is Olympics. Is dealing with sacrifices this whole time. This is what the Olympics about. This is why you see your... Why would family be fighting for a position? Because it's dealing with Olympics and sacrifices, right? And the arena is the 360. Let's continue.
Ministry said, and after the U.S. bombers were turned back, the Russian jets returned safely to the airbase. Russia said that the intercept flight was carried out in the strict accordance with international rules for the use of airspace. In addition to this week's intercept of U.S. planes, other Western aircraft, including French and German surveillance planes, were shattered by Russian jets in recent days. Again, Tuesday, we saw a similar incident play out, also involving a pair of U.S. bombers. Keep nudging the bear until it attacks, but the Pentagon downplayed it as nothing significant. Yes, heading into Russian airspace for nuclear bombers doesn't sound very significant to me. God bless you and yours. Share and subscribe. Always remember that anything's possible in Bizarro world.
Shit, that's just North fellas.
Look around. The world is changing.
Alright, so what I was saying, that B113 is telling you about what the energy is. It's telling you about the energy, right? B113 actually means energy cycle but I got that from them saying B113, not a jet. But vitamin B12, B13 is medical terms of it, and it says an obsolete synonym for uric acid in the pyrimidine metabolism. It is not a vitamin. Segan's Medical Dictionary. Is that shit in like meats and shit? Alright, so what does B12 mean? We talk about B13 right now. So, or that shit, where'd it go? Oh, orotic acid. Orotic acid. Orotic acid. Oh, hey, this shit ties to the little the zombie drug. Ah, damn, I think we just found some more shit. Some more for some more connections. Alright, so uric acid is pyrimidine pyrimidinidion and a carboxyl acid. Historically, it was believed to be part of vitamin B complex and was called vitamin B13, but it's known that it's not a vitamin. Well, what does B complex do? It gives you energy from, it helps transport cells into energy pretty much. Um, to be part of vitamin B complex and called vitamin B, but it's not known as a vitamin, so what is it known as? It's the question. I feel like moving up. Alright, so boom. I haven't said anything wrong. I'm actually giving receipts. Like, I'm not even your citizen. Leave me alone. Anyways, at the end of the day, you're my citizen. And that's God law. So look, uric acid is is that P word, and that C word. This P word is our class of chemical compounds characterized by a pyrimidine ring substituted with two carbon groups, pretty much carbonyl groups. That's why the fat or the dibenzole or the benzo affects the carbo because the fat destroys while the benzo fucks with the memory also. So that deals with white and red blood cells. Alright, so look. See, dihydrotic acid is a derivative of uric acid, which serves as an intermediate from biosynthesis, dealing with a biochemical, right? Ethanol, zombie drug, zombie drug. They fucking did this to people, bro. Food with the clouds, the drugs. I wouldn't even trust the fruit juices after a while. Really don't even trust them shits because they added some shit that deals with immunoglobulin. Alright. So, zombie drug, xylazine, crystal structure. Images. Alright, so let me back up a little bit. Need to find not all this, but the cells. So they got stuff like this being mixed into other stuff like pills and all those types of stuff, right? I mean, comprehension definition will tell you. So most of the time, they're not going to tell you how you want them to tell you. So you have to read, right? So fentanyl, which is this xylene structure, right? Oh, we need a wiki that. Xylene. Let's try another one. Xylene. Or xylene. B13. Oh. Haha. This is actually something to look at. Look, I looked it up. I mean, that's what I'm doing. Maybe if you read, you'll get what I'm saying. Talking about I'm doing something wrong, YouTube. Y'all get on my nerves. Alright, so what is the problem with xylene? Skin infection, blah, 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 blah. Higher prevalence of skin problems, including abscesses, ulcers, and infections when compared with incidence of skin infection among people who use drugs but not use xylene, because the xylene is in that drug, right? So you can't have any animals in your body because that's going to mutate that drug. It's going to help mutate that drug while you're under the sun, because the sun is going to mutate it faster when it's 6 suns surrounding you, plus 1, right? Has 3 extra binary systems plus 1, so it's making 4, right? Between the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration is warning American public of sharp increase of trafficking of fentanyl mixed with xylazine. B13 and xylazine. Huh. I don't want to be misconfused. Yep. So that actually do ties back to what we were saying though. Xylazine is used for veterinary medicine to sedate cows, horses, sheep, and other animals, which are all the animals that are been used with the patents, right? Which is also what they feed you on the foods because they have to help that cell, which ties to the AI, to help reproduce itself to take over your structure. That's why the mutation is uncontrollable because of the animal. All diseases come from animals. So if that cell that's in your body that's not supposed to be there is coming from an animal cell mutating, which is another word for cancer cell, whatever type of shit you want to call it, right? Xylazine, zombie is in a category of medication called alpha 2 agonist. Let's just type that in instead. Blah, 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 blah. Copy. Paste. Boom. What drugs are alpha 2? Alright, so these are the drugs. Are A2 antagonists. Very A zone. Where was it talking about the A zone and during muscle contractions, right? So you got your A zone. You got your A zone dealing with the Z lines, the DNA strands, and the segment between two neighboring Z lines. So the alpha 2 is dealing with the strains coming together or not coming together. I'm feeling for various of A2 receptor subtypes. Cloning have received the greatest clinical use and will be addressed more thoroughly. So the effects those drugs have causes neuromodulation in these centers, leading to sedation analgesia, vasodilation, and bradycardia with little effect on the respiratory drive, which accounts for their good safety profile. The two major drugs in this group are clonidine and dexmedetomidine, whatever that is, right? MOA, the primary mechanism of action, A2, stimulation of the receptors in the central nervous system, activating inhibitor inhibitory neurons, which leads to a reduction of in sympathetic output and a negative feedback mechanism. Hmm. And that's the inhibitors is transferred to lipoprotein in the drug. Provides sedation, blah, 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 muscle relaxation. Urine. The bladder neck contains a high concentration of receptors that are sensitive to the agonist. Alpha increase bladder outlet resistance by contracting the bladder neck. This agent are beneficial in the treatment to a mild moderate women. All right, let's go back. This look like this. That's it's and if it reproduces itself, it can overdose itself. Overdose, because it ties to your melanin, your plasma, and your blood. A person who has overdosed on the drug will likely be unresponsive. When a person overdoses on xylazine in combinations with fentanyl, symptoms can include blue to grayish skin, as well as a slow breathing and heart rate, because the body isn't creating air, right? It's not creating air in the blood, so the copper, just like an octopus, the copper base is more efficient at transporting oxygen to the hemoglobin when the water temperature is low and not much oxygen is around. But this system also causes them to be extremely sensitive to changes in acidity. That's because the body, whatever the zombie drug made your blood toxic. So in the light, it makes it more uh drawn. It makes it more like of a destruction to your structure for me, because the sun repairs and kills cancer cells from the UVC. It repairs it. So if you have any type of this in you while this is going on, and then the way you're eating and all that extra shit, dealing with the air you breathe, toxic water creates toxic air. So when there's no air to even produce itself, like that's why algae is grown in the water at the bottom of the little lakes and shit, because it's trying to help produce more air for the water through the bubbles and shit. Feel me? If not, it just everything dies around it. So like if everything dies around it, all of the cells die, and then that creates paralysis because heat and light is the reactant to that drug. Just like if you're the heat and the light is a reactant to the atom to create air and water and fire and more cells. But when it's slowed down, it starts to decrease its own energy within the body as the other takes over. Make sense? It's like tetraoxidant, right? Tetraoxidant is found in pufferfish, which is near China, which is why they have the production of it way more than anywhere else, pretty much. But everybody has their own key part because they're all on the parts of the grids that's dealing with what the sun. So that being said, tetraoxidant was actually discovered from when they looked at Haiti zombie rituals. They also looked at Africa, uh, I think in Nigeria, dealing with the Igbo tribe, because that dealt with the Oma tribe, what ties back to this side. And that deals with the alchemy they stole to make this shit happen. Because the only reason I know that, other than being in the cosmos and seeing it, is me reading it to remember that. Um, the Zetabe is a drug that's tied to Zetia in medical terms, which ties to an energy above dealing with dealing with Zayin and Ayin of micron, right? So which deals with seven, the number seven, completion, right? Plus two. So the Zetia is this also, but it was explaining that the Zetabe operates as a cholesterol drug. But what do the cholesterol do in the lipoprotein? It has a spike protein that's coming from different animals A lot of them, from what they named it off of, really is the animals that created the mutation of what you call different races, right? Those same animals. It wouldn't be an uncontrollable mutation if it didn't come from those animals. Animals are the spike protein, also, if you're eating them. So then that closes up your sodium channels, which acts like high cholesterol because you're not allowing the flow or the energy or the cells really. And your cells, red blood cells, are not being allowed through your blood as much, your skin, and your plasma, right? It's manipulating it and creating dams, which creates pressure. So that creates high blood pressure because your sodium channels are blocked. But what opens the sodium channels is what ties to the four elements. So that's when it ties back to when Joshua had a message. It's weird that Joshua take the Y out. Now you have Joshua. The vowels just say different meanings. I mean, the vowels pretty much is how you pronunciate the vibration. Same meaning. So that ties back to a Yeshua message, I guess. And that's eat from the ground, right? Because that's beneficial to the body when you're in this 6D energy, or it operates just like the drug itself. It always has. It just made it seem longer. So when you got older, you were like, oh yeah, I can't eat that like I used to be when I was younger. The thing is, you weren't supposed to eat it. It just took longer for it to affect you. The only reason you feel old is because so. Other than that, you wouldn't even know how the fuck that feels if you were eating the way you're supposed to. Facts. So, that being said, I think we got it down that they're fentanyling everybody pretty much. You know, it low key ties back to melanin, but we're just gonna say they're fentanyling everybody. Cause like an octopus can't be in its own tyrannide so long because then it would start to have COVID symptoms. Feel me? Just like how they use manganese, the magnetism counteracts that. I mean, the uh, the magnesium counteracts that. So pretty much, a lot of your green foods will counteract that, the heart rate. That being said, I'm about to go eat a solid. Peace.